Did you
All
hear that?
right. I just heard that, and so did everybody else. Hey,
Nice.
uh, we just heard some crazy motorcycle just swing by Mike Balsa's place. Hi everybody. I think we're live and ready to talk some T-Wolves. It's been a while, Mike. Um, we've had a good run. Let's talk specifically just last night. The Wolves beat the Utah Jazz 101-96, I believe. It was a good game. I'm looking
That
at
was a
the right
great
camera
game.
now.
Yep. No, they once again got off to a very slow start,
Mm-hmm.
and I think due to some coaching and just some energy that they showed starting at the end of the second quarter, especially Anthony Edwards, they came back. They kind of took over, and they got a bunch of turnovers. They stole the ball like 13 times. They were everywhere.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I say from the beginning to the end, they they played really good defense last night. Anthony Edwards had some steals. Rubio has been playing pretty good defense, and then the regular great defense from Jaden McDaniels and Josh Okogie last
Always.
night was the difference. I feel like Okogie specifically has really been on a different level in the last few games, but last night he really is just always in the right place at the right time, making the extra effort play. Right?
Yeah, and I love how Finch is like, okay, you are kind of a negative on offense at times, so we're going to use you as a cutter. And sometimes he's a little out of control, but like he's been getting a couple buckets a game just cutting, and then a couple in transition because he's all over the place. And I feel like that's really how you get Josh going is you get him some easy buckets, and then he has the confidence. And he's even had a couple games where he hit a couple threes too recently, which is a good sign.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good picture. Oh, he's got the Prince jersey. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. First off, he's been playing really a lot better, and it is cool to see him putting that extra effort in. There were I want to say there were two instances last night that were a little still concerning for Okogie in the fact that he does pass up some open shots because I feel like his confidence in his shot still isn't there. Like he took I think he made a three from the corner last night in the first half of the game, which was pretty a good thing to see him taking that shot early. But in late game situations, he's not looking to shoot unless it's an easy putback or layup.
Yeah, and I don't think unless when we're trying to hold off a team, he might be in there more in the late game. But like usually, it's some combination of Towns, Russell, Ant, McDaniel's, and whoever else is hot. Unless we already have a lead, which is rare for us. I mean, we keep getting off to these terrible starts, and we climb back in these games. And sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. But I think it's partially the mark of a young team too,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully that'll change, or we can get off to some good starts for the rest of the season and into next season.
Yeah, it's definitely been encouraging to be in the games and be competitive as they have. Not just last night's game, but the two games they just played in Sacramento were both, the first game was pretty high scoring to say the least, right? Um,
There was
and
no defense played in that first game.
no, and the second game as well, a high scoring game, but they were both competitive. Is my point. Like they played pretty darn good against an opponent that they seem to play down to their level as far as poor record.
Very often, yeah. We had that tragic Sacramento game 2 seasons ago, I think, where they came back from like 20 down in 3 minutes or something. Um, yeah, where De'Aaron Fox missed the free throw, caught his own rebound, and put it back in. That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, the Sacramento games are good. I would like to note that we won the first one and we won the second one because Halliburton stepped on out of bounds when he made the pass for the winning shot. And obviously these things happen. But it's the kind of thing where they talked about it in the game last night. They don't even put that in the 2 minute report because no call was made. But it's like that was kind of a big call. That's a
Yeah.
big miss. Which is a nice seg to. Do we want to talk rookie of the year race?
Sure.
Halliburton.
Yeah, why not?
Um,
I don't think that there is a race, but yeah, bring it on.
you don't
I
think there's a race?
I
Meaning, who you got?
well, meaning that I would definitely say Anthony Edwards is leading the race for rookie of the year, and he should be, um, you know, uh, he's leaps and bounds in front of anybody else, including Halliburton, who people have put in the race, as well as LaMelo Ball, who has been injured for so long. Like, yeah, he was good in the beginning of the year, but I think every game Anthony Edwards makes the case that he's the consistent scorer in this rookie class and really hasn't slowed down, if only has been improving in the last week, or 2 weeks or month.
Well, everybody keeps talking about how LaMelo was on a winning team, but guess what? Their record didn't change when he went down. That's just a winning team around him, and he makes cool passes, and he's very good. Um, but like
Hmm.
Ant's, yeah, it's not Ant's fault that he's on the Timberwolves, and they've had a million injuries and a coaching change and all this other stuff. Um, so yeah, I do think it's a very close race. I would love for Ant to win, but maybe if he loses, it gives him an extra motivation for next season and the coming seasons. And as far as Halliburton goes, find me an NBA GM that would draft Halliburton over Edwards today. And then we can talk about Halliburton being a better player. I mean, I get it that he's probably a smarter player. He isn't asked to carry nearly the load. I was looking up stats. Edwards has shot twice as many threes than either LaMelo or Halliburton. He's not asked to do that kind of stuff. And the only stat that he's really better at right now is 3-point percentage, which is impressive, but on a much lower volume. So it's like, he's definitely a good player. Like Halliburton can be a great NBA player for many years, but he has no chance to be the guy on a team, and Edwards has a chance to be that. And for that, to that point, I don't know that LaMelo has a chance to be the guy on a championship team. He has a chance to be on a championship team,
Hmm. Yeah.
but Edwards can be the guy, and that is exciting for us. I mean, go Wolves.
What's most encouraging about the way Anthony Edwards has been playing as compared to Halliburton or Ball when he was healthy, and LaMelo is supposed to be coming back too, right? I mean, he's
Yeah, that's what they're
healthy,
saying.
and they're saying he's coming back, so it's not like his season is completely lost, and he could make more of a case. But to me, Anthony Edwards has been improving on a nightly basis, as well as being the top scorer on a team. His numbers, efficiency numbers, aren't always the best, but he is a scorer. He's not afraid to take the shot, and he keeps improving his defense, which has been the coolest thing to watch. Like his defense in the fourth quarter, he matches up with the big shot makers on the other team to lock them down. Or there's been a few instances where he's gotten a stripped ball at a crucial moment. Like for him to take that next step in his rookie year just further cements that he's the best rookie from the class. I think your statement of would a GM take anybody else other than Anthony Edwards at this point, and the answer is no. He should be rookie of the year.
Yeah, I think his on-ball defense is definitely impressive. His off-ball defense is abysmal right now, but he's a rookie. That picture, by the way, he looks like he's 42. In that
It
picture.
does. He.
Like, I don't know what that is, but he looks a little bit older than he is.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, the exciting part for me is like his playmaking that's been coming on, and part of that is Chris Finch. I mean, we still do it But like with under Saunders, it was just like four guys standing at the 3-point line and one guy in the post, and nobody's moving. And when he made that pass, I can't remember the game, but like, he drove in. We needed a three to win, and tried to kick out, and everybody blamed it on him. And it was like, you got four guys standing in place on the last play of the game. Nobody's cutting or screening or anything. And I think with Finch, his playmaking is showing up. And like, you look at his stats over the last 20-some games, they're so light years ahead of the early season because his stats were very bad for the first couple weeks, even the first month and a half.
Yeah.
And to see that improvement is good. And, it's tough because when something like Rookie of the Year, people are going to look at the overall season stats. And that's fair. But yeah, so, I think longevity, durability is an important thing too. He's played in the games.
Yep.
Like he's there every game. As soon as he's got the nod as starter, he wants to be in there. He wants to take the shot, and he's also just so much fun. Like LaMelo might make some cool passes on the court. Not a great interview. Anthony Edwards is one of, if not the best interviews in the league.
Yeah.
And that's exciting for us too. I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait to go to more games and see him in person.
Yeah, he looks like he's well worth the ticket price, right? He brings the excitement and the flashiness, and he looks like he's just enjoying his time out there, which is refreshing to see. The kid looks happy to be playing, and just an overall love of the game, which is fun. And he's funny as hell on camera too during his interviews.
Yeah. And yeah, he's so young. He's going to grow, and like, it's going to be exciting to see where he's at year 2, year 3 and going forward, because can he get bigger? I don't know that he can get bigger. Like, he's huge.
He is.
He pushes around centers. And once he learns to control that, I see no reason he can't be shooting above 50% close to the rim. And if he can get his 3-point shot up over 35%, then he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
And his playmaking. Playmaking, too, is important.
Agreed. I agree. His playmaking is quite... It's evident that he can make the flashy plays. It's when he makes the flashy plays, he's not always finishing at the rim as you should once his quick cuts to the hoop for a layup are nice when the layup goes in, but 40% of the time they don't go in, which is quite frustrating.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I've mentioned this before on here. Like, I mentioned how, J-Mac, Jordan McLaughlin, sorry, there's two J-Macs, I always forget that. Jordan McLaughlin can't make a layup without landing on the ground. It's been a team pandemic for like a couple weeks now. Carl, Okogie, Nas, Edwards, everyone. They can't make a layup without just full body on the ground. And it's cost us some points on the defensive end a couple times where it's like, guys, can you just stay upright and shoot? And there's one thing I didn't talk. You were asking me what you wanted to talk about, but there is a guy I want to talk about too that's been very good lately. Can you guess who I'm going to say?
I want to say the same guy I wanted to talk about, which is Nasreed.
Nasreed.
Nice.
He has been so good. He's lost weight. He looks so fast. He has a better handle than some of our guards and small forwards. Like, he's been so good, and if he can get his defense just like inch or two up, we got him on a minimum contract.
Yeah, he's gonna be
2 more years.
Yeah, I want to say it was a 2-year contract when we signed him as a free agent or as an undrafted rookie. Did they re-up that? Did they renegotiate another one after that? Because I could be wrong. I think he is an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year.
Oh, really? Unrestricted?
Yeah, or maybe it's restricted, but he's not under contract. Like, we hold his rights probably, I bet. But
I feel
Regardless,
like it's restricted, but like I mean, honestly, what a find by
dude,
Roses for an undrafted free agent, and he's looked so good. Him and McLaughlin on the pick and roll is lethal, and other
it
teams, I
is.
feel like they're not even scouting for it.
And who has made the pick and roll? Not just Jordan McLaughlin, but having D'Lo on the bench, come off the bench and play with Nasreed has been quite entertaining to say the least. But Nasreed sets some good picks. Like he's been my favorite player since the beginning of the year. Like he shows that he has the talents, and he really has put them together in the last 2 weeks. I would say since in Sacramento he was huge. I don't remember exactly how many points he had, but didn't he broke 20 points in the last game against Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean yeah, there's games where he's involved less for whatever reason. I mean, I think it's based on personnel. Like if another team's running a small lineup out there, they're gonna get Nas involved right away because he's so hard to stop. He's fast and tall, and can handle the ball. Like I love that we're giving it to him. Ever since Finch has got here, I feel like he's gotten it more like around the 3 point line and at the elbows. Um, and usually in the past, he was just there to be a handoff guy or to shoot a three. And now he's, into the play, and they're running sequences for him, and he looks great out there. And as far as like picks, he does set really good picks, and he knows how to roll and space out better than most of our players. And which brings me to reoccurring gripe for me in the 3 point era, which is so many players on other teams, Rudy Gobert, cough cough, set constant moving picks, which I mean, I think it's part of the reason why Utah is so good at the 3 pointers because he's not even setting a pick, he's just constantly moving. And then a guy just has a 7'3" dude to stand behind and shoot a three.
Yeah.
And if you're an all-star, if you're a first team, second team, all NBA, I guess they're going to let you do that. Lamarcus Aldridge was another one who's done now. That was a sad story, but like he would constantly just be setting moving picks all the time and never setting his feet or anything. And that drives me crazy because it's like we're worried that this guy's going to travel or some other minor infraction. Well, this guy is just blocking for another player. I think Jim Pete actually called it out last night one of the times, and I was like, yes. And shout out to Dave Benz and the Ant Facts. There was a good one. He goes, look out, Utah, ants can ruin your picnic. I like that. I like that one. So yeah, I don't know. They've just been so much more fun to watch. Like playing close to 500 ball with some close games, close losses, less blowouts, and just some like positive momentum, which is what we needed for the end of the season.
Yeah, they've been pretty entertaining to watch, and I think a big part about who or why they've been more entertaining is the return of D'Angelo Russell, right? I mean, the fact that he's come back and been able to really, really add that spark to the bench, but then I have to admit, like, after the first couple games he was back and he looked healthy, I wanted him back in the starting lineup, but Chris Finch hasn't done that. He's kept him on the bench, and it seems to have been paying off as far as keeping the games close. Our bench players have definitely been scoring a lot more with him as part of their unit, but I don't know, it's been entertaining to watch from that standpoint that, we've been waiting for him to come back, and he doesn't even come back to the starting lineup, and look what's been happening.
I feel like teams aren't even scouting for a second lineup. They're probably scouting it and they're showing it in the team meeting, and then when we get to our second unit, they're not even paying attention. And it's like, guess what, NBA? If you don't have a really good defensive second unit, we're gonna put up points on you. And some of them are good at D. We've got Vando's been back in on the second unit now the last week or so, after sitting for a while. And so you got D'Lo, McLaughlin, Nas. You got who else?
Wancho.
Wancho, which I'd like to talk about in a sec, but like you got all these guys that can score.
Yep.
And then you got Vando to play D, and together they play pretty good collective defense. And so our second unit is tough, and they've been holding court for a while against some good teams.
And let's
Wancho
talk.
has been bugging me lately though, because he's had some good games. He had a good game the other night, but he cannot hit the three right now. He
No.
cannot hit the three to save his life, and like that's what he's here for. And yeah,
He did play with some good energy. At least he's kind of has that motor like a Kogi. It never stops, and I like to see his hustle. But you're right, like the second Sacramento game, he shot bricks. He couldn't make a three, and he was taking open looks. And yeah, his shooting needs to come back.
yeah. But conversely, D'Lo did not actually have a good night last night shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He missed a lot of shots, more than he usually does. But when he took that shot in the clutch, when he just beat the guy off the dribble and took a step back, and it was perfect, just wet right through the net, I didn't think it was going to miss for a second. I was like, D'Lo's got this. Like, if he gets any normal sized player on him one-on-one, I just have faith that he's going to score.
Yeah, he's definitely a big shot maker. I love seeing him pull up right at the 3 line and just drain it in their face. At the most, he missed a big one last night, but he came back to make a long 2 on the next possession, which stopped the run. I don't remember exactly, but it is exciting to see how have a guy that can take that big shot like D'Angelo can. Cat seems to take the big shots, and it's always, I always think when he puts up a 3, it's going to go in. But you don't want him taking that 3 at the end of the game situation. You need him boxing out for the possible rebound, or.
Sure. Yeah, and we've gotten a little bit better. I mean, that's one thing that, like, with this young team, it's like we need to coach them up on team rebounding some games, because we've been getting killed overall on rebounds. And it's like we got Edwards, we got Carl, we got Nas, we got McDaniels. We got guys that should be able to get rebounds. Like, it's just effort. And giving up those second chance points is like, it seems like it's always something that happens in like the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like where we lose the rebounding battle in the first quarter, like 16-2. It's just get shellacked. And I don't know. I think that's just such a small thing that if you improve defense, I mean, that's defense right there. But then you've got like Nas, who's really good at offensive rebounding. But it's like, if you can be good at offensive rebounding, you should be able to be good at defensive rebounding.
Yep.
Just ask Dennis Rodman.
About hustle.
And I want to see this team with Beasley and who else is sitting?
Jalen Noel. Yeah.
Jalen Noel.
Jalen, not Jaden.
There's too many.
There's a lot of J's and M's and
just never ending.
I agree. It'll be interesting to see when Beasley gets back, and we can see what this could all become. Which brings me to maybe the last question: is it important for the Wolves in your mind to just, if they could go on a win streak and win out the rest of the way, would you care at this point, or are you still sticking to the guns of we should be in that top 3 to get the draft pick?
No, those were never my guns. I think we should try for any kind of improvement that sparks a franchise, that shows what this team can do with this coach. We need a true test of what that is, so that Rosas knows, okay, these are the players we have that we want to keep. These are trade chips. That's why it was such a shame that Beasley got hurt. if it's real injury and not just a con, um, is to see what this team is, see if that meshes. Because, at a certain point, like we got Carl, we got D'Lo, we got Beasley, we got Ant. There's one basketball. How does this all work together? Do Does someone get jealous that they're not getting their shots anymore? And so I'd love to see that true test. Plus, I found this one out the other day because I've been saying we shouldn't tank anyways because we have a 40% chance of keeping the pick, 40.1 I think if we're in the bottom three.
Mm-hmm.
If we're the fourth worst team, we still have a 37%, like 36.7% chance. We're talking about 3 percentage points.
Yeah.
And so, for us to become the fifth worst team, we would basically have to win out and have some other teams lose out at this point, or something like that.
Yep.
So, to me, you just play your best and see how many wins you can get, and see how this team works and gels, and give Rosas and Finch an opportunity to see who they want to keep, what's a trade chip. Because honestly, the sad thing is, Beasley might be one of our better trade chips.
Yeah.
With his contract and everything. And so there's a chance that they move him and someone else and bring in a power forward. I mean, although to me, McDaniels is our guy of the future. If we can develop him, he needs to work on beefing up and he needs to work on his handles. But he's been so good at D lately. And they've been talking about on the broadcast a lot that he's not just trying to swipe with his hands. He's using his feet and just getting there. Like he can shut down some players, and it's pretty impressive to watch. And if and when you're ever going to get into the playoffs and play the KDs and these long guys that need a long defender, we got a guy that can do that and at least slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I think he definitely's. I like that Chris Finch has kept him in the starting lineup because it only gives him more confidence. His defense has been amazing for the last 2 weeks and longer than that. And so, yeah, if I used to think, or I would say my opinion was I didn't want them to lose the pick, and they should tank the season. The Wolves should. But the more the more I think about it, it is good that these guys are playing so competitively. If you ran off some wins, it only gives them more confidence. And the players that are going to stick around next year are the ones with the talent, the ones that are playing well right now. Might as well. Don't worry about tanking for the draft pick or whatever. Like I've read some articles like what you spoke to is if we do have the 4th, 5th, 6th, worst chance of getting the first pick, it's not that much comparatively. And with the Wolves' luck,
they evened it out for a reason. With our luck, we'll lose it if we lose out, and then maybe we'll just get lucky and keep it or move up. You never know.
No,
it's just bouncing balls, and so kind of like basketball, but more random supposedly. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I hope we keep the pick, but also, what do you do there? And it's interesting. It's obviously a good deep draft. So we'll see what happens. But it'd be nice to have it this year. And next year will probably be another big one too.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Holmgren next year.
Yeah. Did he go to Apple Valley?
I don't know if we need another super skinny player. No, he didn't go to Apple Valley, but I think did he go to Minnehaha? I can't remember. But he's going to Gonzaga for 1 year, and he's so skinny though. I don't know if he'll make it in the NBA. Like he makes Jaden McDaniels look thick.
He's give him a nice tall glass of milk.
He can hit the three. He's I think he's 7'1".
Oh yeah.
Just rail him, and he can hit the three and handle. So he's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Dirk.
He's not German though.
Do you know that?
I don't. Maybe there's
Or
some.
so the Germans would have you believe.
Maybe there's some history there in his lineage. I don't know.
He looks kind of German.
Yeah, a little bit.
Norwegian. Swedish.
It's Minnesota.
Holmgren.
Yeah, Holmgren.
Mm-hmm.
That makes my Minnesota accent really come out. Just saying that. Holmgren. Yeah.
Holmgren. Yeah.
That's kind of all I got. The Wolves play Utah tomorrow night.
I was like, oh man, I have tomorrow night off. Maybe I should get tickets. I'm like, I can just see them smashing us to bits tomorrow night.
Yeah.
After we beat them on their home court, but you never know.
You never know, and it'll be interesting.
The thing is, they're a really good 3-point shooting team, and that can go both ways.
Yep.
And we've been playing a little better D. If we can improve that 3-point shooting thing, they're good at defense, but we're good at offense. I mean, we have the scorers. If we can just play league average defense, which I feel like I've been saying for 10 years as a Timberwolves fan, but just get to league average defense. Just do it.
Well, we've been playing pretty darn good defense the last few games, and if they keep it up, and maybe one person we haven't talked to playing better defense as of late, or this year in particular, is Karl Anthony Towns, right? I mean, he has been playing much better defense. The complaining and not getting calls that maybe he should be, has been tough, but he's trying. He sure is complaining a lot about it, and once in a while he gets a call, but...
Yeah. He definitely, yeah, I mean, I think it's part our status in the league. And him and Edwards do not get calls. Like, no. And yeah, they're complaining about it, but it's like also like, this guy got fouled. I don't care that he's bigger. I don't care that Edwards is stronger. Like, he got fouled. Like, I don't know what game you're watching here. And then call a ticky-tack foul on Karl. Karl gets so many where it's just, you watch it and you're like, that was a foul? It did not look like anything.
Yeah.
But let's see some more wins. See some more dubs. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Go Wolves. I do want to... I was going to ask you about the Timberwolves and Lynx being sold to a certain baseball player, but I kind of want to save that discussion for when Steve-O is here and get his take, because I think he would have a good idea. We could...
Yeah, let's table that one for next time.
So yeah, next time we'll definitely discuss that in length. But I don't know, you got anything else you're looking forward to, Baltz, as far as Wolves go?
Yeah, I don't know. Looking forward to, we got Utah. It was a good game. See if we can actually win 2 in a row. That would be interesting. I thought we had it in Sacramento. We got, who else we got? We got the Pelicans coming up. We
play Houston on Tuesday. So
and they are in the tank race with us.
Yeah.
They're like 0-10 or something in their last 10 games. So technically a winnable game, but it's a classic Timberwolves to lose that game.
Yep. And Thursday we've got Golden State Warriors, which is another game to keep the pick. Let's title it the game that decides the pick. Yes, it is. 7 o'clock Thursday, the 29th.
He and Steph this season would be legit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure the tickets are already sold out, but that would be cool because he has been a flamethrower. He's holding them in the playoff race by himself, basically, with a little bit of Draymond, who's finally played himself into season shape, as he does every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, man, what if you just came into the season in shape, Draymond? What if? I mean, I'm not going to judge, but you do get paid millions. Just saying.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Steph, I mean, I don't know. Have you caught any of these games?
I haven't been able to watch much out of market games, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I've been watching, stats say that he's having an MVP type year, right? I mean, he is a scoring force.
I was talking to Steve about like how the NBA needs to move to a flex schedule like the NHL or the NFL. Because the first half of the season, the Warriors were on every night on national TV, inexplicably. and it was like, why is this team on here? This isn't even a good basketball team. There's so many better games out there that should be on national TV. But lately, it's been kind of appointment viewing, and like every night, if you go on Twitter, NBA Twitter, it's just like Steph's going off. He's got 40 points in the third quarter. Like, it's crazy, and he looks like MVP. Like the year he won the MVP, and then the next year he did even better. He looks like that year where he's just bombing, and now he doesn't even have Clay or anyone to take attention away from him. He's just barely getting these shots off, and they're going right through.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch. For definitely being in Target Center. If you were one of the 3,000, is that the amount that they've allowed in? I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's something like that. That.
What it definitely look at it as an opportunity, right, to get to see the famed Golden State Warrior dynasty take on the Timberwolves, who are the second worst team in the league.
I have seen a Timberwolves game, but I did not go early and see his warm-up, and that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he does that whole, like, an hour before the game where he's, like, shooting from the tunnel.
Yeah.
On the other side of the court. And that would be an interesting thing to watch.
He has some...
I think he's beefed up this year because he can take more contact, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be an interesting thing to see. Like, because, if you're a shooter, you can technically play forever, but a lot of his game is based on speed and herky-jerky stop-start drives. How that translates when he gets a little older, and, because he's had health issues already, and so we'll see what happens. I want to see the old man team. I want to see, because LeBron seems to be recruiting him. So I want to see that LeBron, Steph Curry, old man team where they're just like, hey, guys, what if we all just win here? Doesn't matter where. And just balled out.
Was it you the last time we talked about him staying in the league for the opportunity to play with his son, Bronny, right? And it'll be the super team, the old man team will be the team that gets the opportunity to draft Bronny, and LeBron will be like, all right, I'm calling up 5 of my buddies and we're going to join you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope it's someone that's terrible, Maybe it's us. Like, you gotta have that in the back of your head. Like, if you are, any team drafting Bronny, either you bring LeBron to you or they have to way overpay to get him back.
Yeah.
And with LeBron and the way he moves, they will.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be in LA, but who knows? I think LA would...
no, I hope it's not. I hope it's... Maybe it's an expansion team and they're like, all right, let's all just go to the Supersonics.
I bet within the next few years there will be an expansion team in Las Vegas for sure. There's no reason not to.
They're going to do it. They're going to bring it back to Seattle. That fan base...
Oh, yeah.
That's a good fan base that lost a team. And hopefully it's not our team, but maybe we'll talk about that in the A-Rod episode.
Yeah, possibly. Let's do that. It's a good place to end it, Balt's teaser. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Let's join us next time. We'll talk more Wolves, some Glenn Taylor, some Alex Rodriguez, and maybe Anthony Edwards will know who A-Rod is at that point. Huh? All right, thanks for joining me, Baltz. Peace.
See you later.